Welcome back. Stoney's here. He's also brought his daughters, Jessica and Marissa, with their friend Abby, so we got to keep it clean here, even on the outtakes.
We always keep it clean.
Let's talk about the Lions. Can't get too excited about it. You know, but
no.
Some of the same familiar traits that we've grown so accustomed to.
Let's start with the positive. I thought Stafford looked good. I liked the way some of the offense, I thought best, except for the ball that he kind of should have caught, looked like he could run. Obviously, the defensive line, Vanden Bosch did some good things out there. They did a nice job early, and then they became the Lions again. With, you know, a lot of it wasn't the starters, although Derek Williams, a guy who's like fighting for his job basically, you fair catch a punt at your own 2.5 yard line? You got to be kidding me.
Early nerves, early nerves.
Hey, hey.
But we did clearly see that if that front four gets working, it's going to help everybody behind them. And the linebacking core gets even worse now with the loss possibly of Dizon.
Right, and he's not even a great player. He's, you know, filling in at middle linebacker. They'll get somebody else. It won't be quite as good, but that's what we always said. The linebacker and the secondary is going to be the weak link of this football team.
It'd be just as interesting this week to watch the opposition as it is to watch the Lions, because with the Broncos, you got Brady Quinn, you got Tim Tebow, you got Kyle Orton. They got some drama of their own. That's going to be fun to watch.
Lots of drama in Mile High. Tebow actually played today.
Let's talk about the Tigers and what we saw today. There would have been a big deal made out of that little dugout fracas if this team hadn't won today. I know what happens with pitchers and catchers, but clearly not what you want to see.
By the way, if you watched the game today, you didn't see the dugout fracas, but that's an argument for another day. Yeah, the game is scoreless, and they get into an argument, and then Laird goes at. That's crazy. Obviously, frustration on a team that is frustrated because they're playing so horrible. But let's give the Tigers a little bit of credit, and I know it's hard to do right now, but they won their first series since the All-Star break and their first series win on the road since May.
It was crazy. When I saw someone bring that up today, I almost didn't believe it. But it's just incredible to think what they're going to do. And they give you those little slivers of hope. Because, you know, last night they get the late home run from Avila, and then today they get this late rally too. So it's still 10.5, clearly unrealistic.
Right.
But
at least I'll give them credit. They're not bailing on the season. They're not packing it in.
And we said going into Chicago, it could be done after this season, after this series. Going to New York, it could be done after that series.
I have no doubt about it.
Twins look great. They're playing very well. They seem to be rolling right along. And you look at their record compared to some of the other records in Major League Baseball, they're one of the better teams in the whole league.
And that's why I don't want the Tigers to use any injuries as an excuse for this downfall. Minnesota, the whole season without their closer, Joe Nathan. And Justin Morneau, just like last year, when he goes down, the Twins go up. It's bizarre.
People have stepped up for sure. What a finish to the PGA this afternoon. Dustin Johnson.
Gotta feel bad.
Woo! Loses almost $1 million possibly.
Yeah, and losing a major. I know they were told any sand on the course is considered a bunker, but you probably don't think that way. That is not a bunker. I'm sorry. I played a lot of golf. That is not a bunker. That is not a sand trap. He gets penalized 2 strokes. I guess by the letter of the law was the right call, but I feel bad for him.
Imagine this scene. If he'd hit the putt on 18, he would have won the tournament. The place would have gone crazy, and someone would have had to nudge him and been like, sorry, bud, we're penalizing you 2 strokes. It could have been worse.
I want to find out who was the one who called him on it. Was it a PGA official there, or was it, like we've seen in the past, some viewer from home calling in?
No, they didn't do it immediately. They did it after the round. So I don't know specifically who did it, but they gave the guys warning. So you can bust chops to the PGA all you want, but they did tell them all week, sand on the course, you got to play like a bunker.
What stunk was the Tiger actually started out really, really good today, and then he turned into Tiger.
Not the Stonehead, though.
No, he's
that
not
one
the
goes
Stonehead.
to one of my own.
Yes, that's a Mr. Met. Francisco Rodriguez, K-Rod they call him. He's a Stonehead. Why? Because after a game he got into a shouting match with his wife or his girlfriend, the mother of his child, and the girl's father comes in and he beats up his father-in-law. K-Rod, you're beating up your father-in-law? Stonehead.
That is Mike Stone. You can hear him every morning on 97.1 The Ticket at 6 a.m. It's a great show. I heard a lot of good topics this past week.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. After the break, we're going to get you caught up with what's happening with USA Basketball. Mr. Big Shot with a big game in the Big Apple this afternoon. Stick with us. We'll be right back.